single robot goes offline or is jammed or has any other malfunction that cannot really be foreseen up front. Hopefully that's not the case, as we want all the robots to be able to compete at their best in 3, 2, 1, game start.
All right. All 4 of the robots have left the base without taking damage. I'm encouraged. Polystar and Singapore. Singapore already have been purchased standard ammunition and taking some long shots at the sentry of Polystar. There it is, the chip damage achieved.
We'll see if Singapore's sentry that was mobile earlier is not seeming to be spinning currently. We'll see if that is a design choice or if that is just waiting to be hit, start taking evasive action.
Polystar, oh, there we go. Polystar able to get a few hits down onto the hero, but now that sentry for Singapore taking random sporadic movements.
I think it was being shot at, and that's what prompted the movement, as the sentry has taken a few projectiles worth of damage. Hero trying to line up a shot as the sentry's not moving evasively. Interesting design choice. First blood coming across for Polytech, meaning that standard for Polytech is now going to be level 2. Hero's still level 1, but has an experience lead on Singapore's hero.
Polystar behind on sentry health, but ahead in experience.
Ooh, large hit coming across, connecting on that Polytech hero.
Good
Doing
defense
a large
by
chunk
Singapore.
of damage.
Yeah.
This is anybody's game.
The hero of Polystar in trouble here. Got to make it back to the base to use the blood bag. They still have 3 remaining as a team versus only 1 left for Singapore. So if they can apply a little bit more pressure and some poke damage, they'll be able to start chipping away at the ability of Singapore to regen health, especially if they can claim this center blood bag as well.
Looks like that's what they're going to be trying to do, is they're up to...
Oh, they were so close.
Backing
82.
out just a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Looks like they might have retrograde been in the zone long enough for it to give them the buff. Buff now goes on cooldown.
That hero for Polystar should move over and start taking out the sentry of Singapore. It's going to be very important.
We'll see how they end up wanting to play this out, as I'm sure both teams have
Polystar playing on the edge. Both of their robots very, very low health.
Sentry taking lots of damage, 30 health left, and there it goes, down by the hero from Singapore. Singapore now having a level lead on their standard, level 3, versus Polytech standard level 2. Looks like a yellow card was applied to Singapore.
Polystar could have been pushing a little bit more aggressively, Matt, especially with that sentry giving you that first easy shot. The hero could have been chipping away, but instead it is going to be Singapore taking out the infantry robot and the hero robot of Polystar before absolutely nuking the base. They've split the robots perfectly. The standard killed the robots, the hero killed the base, and that'll be all she wrote for this round. Singapore, within a minute and 52, have shut the door on Polystar. With 576 sentry health left, there's not really a path to come back for Polystar in this round. They're going to have to try to get their points in round 2.
That Polytech hero has been shooting at least a little bit this round. We'll see if they're able to actually connect any shots. Looks like it's not going to be the case before Singapore knocks him offline. That hero now level 3 for Singapore, and this is going to be no one but Singapore's game as they
That's
look
a
to close
really
it out.
well dialed in shot. That last hero shot we just watched from the driver's point of view, an impressive win from Singapore.
Very well deserved though. Lots of good strategy, lots of good technology, making sure that they were able to secure that with relative ease.
And come to competition. So props to all of these teams. Congratulations for them to making it here and being in this competition. As we load into the map, I keep wanting to call it a rift. We need a cool name for our map.
We do need a cool name for our
Not
map.
just arena, like a something. 3, 2, 1. Match start. Round 2.
Looking like a similar starting strategy to last time.
Yep.
Typical of teams to let their standards go first, get that ammo so that they can begin to skirmish early.
Just like last game, NUS able to get off the line a little bit quicker and get their projectiles, and now firing at the Polystar robot, even though it's shaking its head no.
Sadly, the no cannot stop those 17mm projectiles from doing about 70 damage to it.
Nope, sure didn't. But what can happen is the standard for Polystar can retaliate, firing at the hero robot and landing a couple projectiles, which is great. They're playing, it seems like that early strat where they attack not the sentry first. We'll see if it works out for them this game. They played a similar strat last game. You can see some oscillations when they move their gimbal. Getting the PID tuning or whatever controls tuning algorithm or feedback loop that they're using is pretty imperative to get that dialed in correctly. Reduce those oscillations, reduce the rise time, reduce the overshoot, all of that.
As we now enter the cockpit of Polystar's standard, you can see a golf ball do 100 damage to it. Very well played shot from Singapore.
Singapore had a slight lead, still 170 health up on the sentry. Polystar still well within reason for them to come back from this point, but
you can see just how devastating a single mistimed shot can be for those heroes at level 1, as we saw that overheat last for a very long time and cut the hero down to half health.
The Polystar standard staying on that buff point in the center, reminded that that point allows them to pick up blood bags that they can take back to the reload zone where that wrench and screwdriver is, which will allow them to regen health. That reload zone is also where they're able to purchase more projectiles using the virtual currency in the game and receive more physical projectiles from a reloading team member.
Trying to keep track of both of those per robot is a little bit difficult as a driver, unless you have implemented the systems to do so on your robot.
First blood.
Uh-oh,
First blood might come
Polystars.
across as an overpower.
Yep. University of Singapore looking like they're going to be able to take this round down.
Looks like the base is now under fire from Polytech.
It sure is. Polystar's base taking some health. I think this is maybe only the second team we've seen take this shot. It's the smallest viewable angle of these armor panels, but it protects you a lot. It's really counterintuitive. You wouldn't expect teams to be firing from that position, and I think that fact in and of itself makes it really easy.
Swing and a miss, but now it's a hit, as a lot of projectiles are bouncing off of that armor panel, doing damage to the Polystar base from Singapore's standard. Singapore's hero taking out the other hero from Polytech.
Aced.
It looks like that's going to be probably the end of this one, as it is only going to take 2 more hero shots to take out the Polytech base, and Singapore ending with another signature base kill with 50 seconds left. It's only going to take 2 more shots. There's 9 purchased on that hero.
They are firing at that base from quite a ways away. These are long shots.
I think they might be trying to just get that accuracy dialed in for whenever they exit groups, because with Singapore's victory here, that's going to make a pretty decisive exit out of groups.
I'm going to make a hot take. I think Singapore has the best hero accuracy.
That could definitely be the correct way to say it, because as we saw with University of Washington, that hero was not working super well. Tamu having similar issues of jamming and just accuracy's there whenever it can fire, but if it can't fire at all, then it doesn't matter how accurate it is.
Yeah, I think the University of Singapore has had the best showing from a hero yet. Had the most accurate showing. Virginia Tech able to leverage theirs perhaps in a better way, but a great game by Singapore again. Congratulations
like
Awesome,
we might be able to head over
awesome.
to the 1v1 field.
Is the second robot in the 1v1 field? No. Okay, cool. So we'll have someone from CU come on up, whoever wants to come up from